sit out there on our website alone by itself for a little bit, but that'll come after the press conference.
Yeah, back down to reality today. As you watch the film and get through it, you realize there's still a lot of things we need to do to get better. But good team win. I thought our defense played really, really well. I thought our offense ran the ball, controlled the clock, shortened the game, which I think we needed to kind of do. And actually we scored for them too, which was pretty good on our offense. But no, I thought overall, we came up with a big special team stop at the end, in order to get them down on the 50, and then our defense took over from there. So, thought that our defense really kept us in the game, and obviously they won it down the stretch with the field goal block team.
Two-part question. Part A is Jacoby. Talk about his performance. Second part, Robert, his situation.
I think Robert's going to be fine. There was no structural damage. We're going to do some tests today just to make sure, but he looked way better today than he did yesterday, and I think he's going to be okay. Longino, it just, you got to be ready for the moment when it comes, and I think that, he had a great week of practice. We played him in the game before Robert got hurt, because I think he earned it and he earned the opportunity to get out there and do some things. So I just think, his preparation allowed him to be ready, and, he delivered big time for our football team. And I think that's, it just shows to, you better stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And he stayed ready. So
the decision, first off, I love the decision to go for it on fourth down inside the 5 instead of taking a field goal. How much thought went into that? And like I said, I love the aggressiveness.
I mean, it was a half a yard. I thought we'd get a half a yard. We were running the ball at 5 yards a clip at that point, and I thought, and we didn't have much negative yardage plays, so I thought we'd be able to get it, and I had confidence in our running back and our O-line, and so yeah, that's what went into it. But obviously hindsight's always 20/20. Probably wish you'd have kicked it, and then they would have had no choice but to go for a Hail Mary at the end there.
The Bankston kid from them was last week's Big Sky Conference Player of the Week, and was having a good game. On that fourth down inside the 1, your D-line stepped up and slammed the door on him.
He's a good back. He's a really good back, and I was impressed with him catching the ball, running the ball. He did some good stuff, but really it was a couple things. One, we got great push, which knocked off the puller, allowed Ken Savannah to fill the hole, unblocked. And, we ran to the football, which we did all night. We ran to the ball, and our defense, we only let up 3 explosive plays, which is a run over 12 or a pass over 15. And, I think that says a lot about our defense. They've really played well.
When talking about your quarterbacks, Coach, Robert Colton's obviously your guy, but when Longino has to come in and fill in for an injured player like that, when the team steps up and they see that, they respond well. It seems like they click right along with Longino as they would Colton.
I mean, they're both our guys. I love both of them, and I think they're both great competitors, and I think that gives us a chance to win no matter who's in the game. But like I said, I think Gino's just. If this had happened 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure we'd be having the same conversation. So I think that he's got himself ready to play like a starter the last couple weeks, and that's given him the opportunity when it arose that he didn't miss a beat. And, there wasn't, hey, I got to get used to the speed of the game. He was ready because that's the way he prepared. So, both of those guys, give us a chance to win, and you always got to have guys that can step up when the team needs it. It's next man up mentality, and those guys had it, and Gino had it, and I'm proud of them, and we just got to keep rolling from here.
Having a weapon like Savon, right? What's that like, having to open up an offense like that?
Great. I think Vaughn is great. He's probably as fast and big a receiver as I've ever had. He does a really good job of playing with detail. He's becoming a complete player. All those things are critical, but he can take the top off for sure, and he makes contested catches. So, I think those 2 on that one drive, one for the touchdown, man, they got people all over his body. So, just impressive to watch him. He's just a pro too. He's one of those guys that just shows up to work every day. Never questions anything. Just goes to work, and love guys like that.
I wanted to talk about Savon real quick, a little bit, of course, on the 72-yard touchdown to Damian. He had a good downfield block.
He did, yeah. He stayed active.
Helped him get into the end zone.
He did. He stayed active, and we were fortunate. We caught him in the right coverage, and Gino just delivered the ball perfectly, and I thought he overthrew it for a second, and then saw Damian catch up to it. I was like, oof. And then, Damian swiveled a little bit, and Vaughn got on that guy's body, and that was kind of it. That kind of propelled him to the end zone.
Obviously, polls came out this morning, 22nd in the country, national recognition. I'm sure your guys are already aware of it. What's this mean right now? I know it's only a number on a piece of paper, but that's pretty cool, right in the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, those are all fun things, but the bottom line is you got a game to play this week, and it doesn't. What does that matter if you go out and don't play well on Saturday, right? So I think that's great. It's great recognition. I mean, obviously, when you beat a top 20 team, you're going to have recognition, but I think our guys can look at it objectively and say, it's awesome. We've done a great job for Lamar football. We put them back on the map, and now let's get back to work and get ready for Texas Southern, who's a really good football team coming in here this week.
What are they going to show us?
You're going to see NFL-looking players. I can promise you that. They got some big dudes that can run, and I think Coach Dishman's doing an amazing job of getting those guys on the same page. A school that was a complete disaster a year ago, he's really had it turned around where you can tell they have a plan, and they're executing it at a pretty high level, and they got a quarterback, and they got two quarterbacks that have played this year, and both of them can really throw it, and they're threats with their legs. They're not technically running quarterback, but they are threats with their legs. So we're going to have to do a pretty good job against those guys. And then D-line-wise, man, I mean, it looks like we're playing the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're 6'4" and 6'5" and 6'3" and big across the board. So we're going to have our hands full with those guys all night long.
Last week, looking at your defense, Coach, it seemed like every time the offense had a little bit of a stutter step and they weren't able to get going, defense would step up and rise to the occasion and help that team move forward. Obviously, you just talked about how massive Texas Southern can be and the kind of prowess that they bring to the table. How much are you going to need your defense to step up again this week?
Phew, I mean, you can't win without defense. That I know for sure. So they got to play well, and most importantly, got to play gap sound. And they're big on the O-line. Their right tackle's like 6'7", 330. The left tackle's like 6'6", 340. So they're going to be big. And, we're going to have to hold our gaps, and we're going to have to play strong, and we're going to have to run to the football. The key for us is always, can we haul butt to the football? If we can do that, we'll have a chance to get anyone down on the ground. But, when guys take plays off because they think another guy's got the tackle, those things don't work out. And we haven't done that this year. We've been really good about that. And last week we had 8 missed tackles, which is the least amount we had all year so far. And if we can cut that down in half, each week, and I think it really help our defense play great. But they need to play well. They got to stop the quarterback, and they got to make that team one-dimensional because their running back's pretty good too. So that's always the key, is to make a team one-dimensional.
And I think I asked you this at the beginning of the season as well, Coach. We talked about the vibe inside of the locker room and what you're able to do with this team and what you've been able to do over the offseason, really, and now it's starting to show on the field. Could you allude to, after a big win over a ranked team like that, what the vibe is like and what the guys are feeling inside that locker room right now? Incredible
vibe. I mean, the vibe's been great all year. I think our guys have really embraced each other, embraced the culture that we have, and we're not without bumps and bruises and all that kind of stuff that happens throughout the course of a team when you have 100 guys. But I think overall as a group, man, the vibe's been really good and positive, and one of the things we talk about is our process. And last year we were 0-3 at this point, and you really had to focus on your process, because being focused on the process without being emotionally attached to the result, good or bad. Last year it was bad. This year it's good. So we have to reset. We got to get ready to go this week, and that's my job as a head coach, to get our guys their feet's back on the ground, which we started today. I said after the team meeting, be proud of yourself, walk around with your chest out, but just know we got work to do this week, and we got a team coming in here that wants to beat us. And we're not sneaking up on anyone right now, so we got to be ready to roll.
We see the players on our stat sheet, the box score, and that's what a lot of people focus on. Who stepped up and did a great job for you this past game that we may not see numbers on?
I mean, I think our D-line in general, C. Will didn't have a lot of productions, Caleb Williams, but he played really good and dominated the line of scrimmage and, forced a lot of balls to bounce. And when that happens, you can rally and make tackles. And I think Reggie Brooks, our left guard, played as good, probably his best game as a Cardinal here. And, those are probably two unsung heroes right now that I think have played well. Our center, Eli Ripley, playing pretty well. And, I think those are some guys that are kind of unsung. Great to have Devin Gibbs back as well.
Oh, yeah. Crowd so far, Provost, has looked pretty decent. They, like you told them, you said before the season started, you said the fans are kind of in this mode of prove it to me, kind of prove it to you. Lamar's doing a fantastic job on the gridiron right now. And the vibe is, like we've already talked about, it's getting better. But talk about the fans a little bit. They're showing up.
They're starting to show up, yeah. I mean, we still need more, and we need them to come and be loud and really affect the game on third down. And, that's why you have a crowd. You want them to have fun. You want them to be engaged. You want to give them a great product, which I think we've done. And, our student section last week was incredible. They were great. So just keep filling that student section. I mean, we got, 16,000 students. Let's keep getting it filled up. And you're behind their bench, and let's get crazy and loud and just have fun, man. Have fun on a Saturday night. And, there's nothing better than Saturday night football in Southeast Texas. So we got another one this week. So let's get them out there.
Any other questions for Coach?
You have any?
I do.
Oh,
But
good.
It is legit. Talk about your special teams. 2 weeks now, 2 block kicks. I know it's early, but top 5 in the country in blocks. But I mean, that's a key part of the game that sometimes gets overlooked, and your guys are taking. It's almost like there's a sense of pride in the special teams, and those are turning into big plays for you.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've been very disappointed with our special teams. Our field goal block team's elite right now. When I came in August, I told our football team, when we installed our field goal and field goal block, I said, the culture of our team will always be what our field goal block team looks like after a touchdown. If they're rushing the kick and they're trying to block it, our culture is good and solid. And they're doing that right now. Any kick that they line up for, they're contesting it, and they have since Texas State. So it's not like something that's new just because we won a couple games. I think they're doing a great job. Our punt team right now it's suspect. Our kickoff team is suspect. We got to do a much better job in those areas. If Chase is not kicking the ball through the end zone on kickoff return, man, we better hold our britches because we're giving up big returns right now. We got to do a better job of that. Our punt block team's been really good. I think they've done a really good job, and I think our kickoff return is we're starting to pick it up right now. We had a couple, man. We were an inch away from a big return on that last one. Man, we're just an inch away, and we would have had it. But we're getting close. And I think our specialists, our snapper, our holder, our kicker have been great. Their operation has been impeccable, and it's given us the opportunity to score points, which those are always important.